Is the sound audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, if you are not asking your doubts, just mute your mics. Okay. Someone has an echo. Just check. Okay. So I shared one assignment and I also shared one key. Please, somebody, please,
Sir, the echo is from your side, sir.
not from my side. One second.
आपके दोनों माइक
Sir,
ऑन
both your devices are unmuted.
Yes, sir.
Now, now is it
Yes,
clear?
sir.
It's clear, sir.
Okay, I'll just start isomerism now. So isomerism, okay, I'll just, so isomerism is shown by compounds if they have same chemical formula, but if their structures are different, now this isomerism is can be categorized into two major categories. Can you tell me what are the two major categories in which we divide? No, first division is, a broader classification first. So
Structural and stereo.
yeah, structural and stereo. So first is structural and second one is stereo. So let me just correct it. This is stereo. Now, what do you mean by structural isomerism? By structural isomerism, I mean that the structure of the molecule itself is different. That means the connection of bonds between different atoms within the molecule is different, okay, of two compounds. Then those two compounds are called structural isomers of each other. Are you getting my point? Okay. So, and what about stereo? In stereo, the connections are same between the atoms, but the orientation in three-dimensional space is different. We'll come to that later. When we talk about stereoisomerism, I'll go into detail about stereoisomerism. Okay. Now, the structural isomerism is further classified into various subcategories. So I'll tell you what those subcategories are. So let me just write down. So structural isomerism. Just give me 1 minute. Now, can you tell me what are the subcategories of structural isomerism?
Chain, function, chain, position, functional group, metamerism, and tautomerism.
Okay, fine. I'll just write down. So we'll look into these subcategories one by one, but I'll just write down what those subcategories are. So I'll just, okay, fine. Structural isomerism. The subcategories are first chain, second is so position, third is metamerism, fourth is functional isomerism, and fifth is tautomerism. Now this tautomerism is a big topic, so we'll study that topic separately, okay? Because tautomerism is a topic that involves some reactions in basic media and acidic media. So tautomerism is a topic which comes after we learn few things like resonance and all, okay? So this topic we'll be dealing with in detail later. I'll just give you a brief introduction of tautomerism, okay? Any other isomerism left in structural? Actually, there is one more, which is also a part of chain isomerism only, which is also called it is called, yeah, I'll tell you what that is, okay? Anyway, so what about stereoisomerism? What are the subcategories of stereo?
Conformational and configurational.
Okay, I'll just go through stereoisomerism. I'll not be doing conformational now. Conformational isomerism will be introduced while we study about alkanes, okay? So in stereo I'll just divide these isomers in two major categories. One is geometric, second is optical, okay? Geometric isomerism and optical isomerism. Now these two topics are also very big topics, geometrical isomerism and optical isomerism. These are very big topics. We'll deal with that after we deal with structural isomerism. So generally what some people do is they teach stereoisomerism in the 12th class, okay? But it is better to study it right now, because basics will be cleared, okay? Now I'll explain how to identify whether two isomers are chain isomers, position isomers, whether they are metamers or whether they are functional, or whether what is tautomerism, okay? Now let us go to this structures. I'll give you examples and I think you'll understand. Let us see. So let us take a new document. So I'll draw two structures. You tell me how they are related to each other. Now the first structure is this. So let me just zoom a little bit. Okay. So this is your first structure. This is your second structure. Okay. Here you have a methyl group attached here, and here you have a methyl group attached. Now can you tell me what are these isomers of each other first?
Yes.
They are
Yes,
isomers
sir.
of each other. If you count the number of carbons, they will be equal, and by default number of hydrogens will also be equal, because the degree of unsaturation is 0 here, because it is an alkane. So let me count number of carbons here. How many carbons are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So basically this is an isomer of heptane, okay? So the formula will be C7H16. Do you agree? Clear?
Yes, sir.
Now if I write the name of this compound, I'll get 2-methyl hexane, right? That's the IPAC name. What about this?
3-methyl hexane.
3-methyl hexane. Fine. So these two are positional isomers of each other. Why? Because the name of the parent chain is same, the name of the substituent is same, only the locant of the substituent is different. Do you agree?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
That's why these two are positional isomers of each other. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'll ask you the next question. So I'll just copy this. and I'll paste it here. So these two, and here you have an OH group, here you have an OH group. Can you tell me what, first can you tell me, are these having same formula or different formula? These two compounds.
Same formula.
They'll have same formula. Obviously it is clear. Okay. And that's why they are isomers of each other. Now, can you tell me which kind of isomers are these?
Positional isomers.
These are also positional isomers, because if you write the name, you'll get 3 hexanol and 2 hexanol. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
So if you
Yes, sir.
observe the names, the name of the parent chain is same, the functional group is same, or the, if you consider OH as a substituent, the substituent is same. Only difference is what? Only difference is
Locant of functional group.
the locant is different, the number is different. That's why these are positional isomers. Clear? One more last example I'll give you of a positional isomer, or let us just see. Okay, these no, not this. These two are also positional isomers. Clear? So everything will be same except that number.
Yes, sir.
So this is also
Sir, that is pentane and this is hexane.
okay. Fine. Now clear?
Yes, sir.
This will be 2-chlorohexane. Okay, fine. If I draw this here and if I draw this here, these two are again positional isomers, because those two substituents are methyl
3,3 dimethylhexane.
So the only difference is one is 3,4, one is 3,3. So only one locant is changing. That's why these two are positional isomers. Clear? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
What about these two? Is the formula same? First see. Count the number of carbons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What about this? 1, 2,
4.
3, 4, 5. So both are 5 carbon alkanes. Okay. So obviously formula will be same. But what are these to each other? Which kind of structural isomers are these?
Chain
So
isomers.
chain isomers.
These are chain isomers. The reason is the parent chain itself will change. If you see the name, IUPAC name, one will be pentane and the other will be what?
3
But-
methyl.
One
Two.
ethyl butane.
Butane.
2
Two.
methyl butane.
2-methyl
2-methyl
butane.
butane.
Clear? So these are
Yes.
chain isomers of each other. Are you understanding?
Yes, sir.
So these are chain isomers of each other. I'll give you one more example. What about these two? Can someone mute their mic? There is a disturbance. Yeah, tell me. What about these two?
One is 3-ethyl hexane and another one is 3,4-methyl hexane.
Okay, fine. The number of carbons are same. Can you count that?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
That
sir.
means these two must be structural isomers of each other. Now, which kind of structural isomers are these? Are they positional or chain?
Positional only, sir.
Positional.
Actually, these are chain isomers because
Chain.
even though the parent chain is same, the substituent is changing, right? Here there are two methyl substituents and here we have one ethyl substituent. Okay. So if either the parent chain changes or the name of the substituent changes, either way, you have chain isomers. Are you understanding my logic?
Yes, sir.
So in
Sir,
the
can you
beginning, if
explain
you,
again once?
I'll show you here. Till now, if you see all the compounds, parent chain is same, as well as the substituent's name is same, methyl and hexane. Only difference is 2 and 3, correct? Here, parent chain hexane is same, the substituent all is same, only difference is 2 and 3. Do you understand that? Clear? Here,
Yes, sir.
parent chain is hexane and substituent is chloro and chloro. Both are same. Only difference is 2 and 3. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Here, the parent chain is same, which is hexane, and dimethyl is also same. Only difference is 3,3 and 3,4. That's why these are positional isomers. Clear? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Here, the parent chain is changing. One is butane and one is pentane. That's why these are chain isomers. Clear?
Yeah, sir.
Yes, sir.
Here, parent chain is same, but the substituent's name is changing. The substituent's name is changing. Are you getting?
Yes, sir.
Substituent is on the compound on the left, the substituent is ethyl, and on the compound on the right, there are two substituents which are methyl, that is dimethyl. That means these two are chain isomers. Clear? Are you getting my point?
Yeah, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Understood now.
So either
Yes, sir.
if either the parent chain changes or the substituent's name changes, not locant, name changes, or both, then they two must be chain isomers of each other. Clear? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Now, here one more. Okay. So, can you tell me what are these two to each other?
Positional isomers.
These are
Positional
positional isomers.
isomer.
These are positional isomers because if you look at the name, everything will be same except that number, locant. Okay.
Hexane 2
What will-
amine and hexane 3 amine.
Yeah, hexane 2 amine and hexane 3 amine.
3 amine.
Okay, fine. Okay. Now I'm asking you next question. What are these two?
Positional
Positional.
isomers, sir. 3 ethyl hexane and 2 ethyl hexane.
Positional isomer.
No, the second one is not 2-ethyl hexane because you have to start numbering
Substituent is
methyl.
substituent is ethyl and methyl.
3
You see the
methyl
longest-
heptane it is.
Yeah, you see the longest chain. If you see the longest chain, it is this: 1 carbon, 2 carbon, 3 carbon, 4 carbon,
Methyl.
5 carbon, 7 carbon. Okay. Here the longest
Yes.
chain is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. But the chemical formula is same. Can you see that? Number of
Yes,
total
sir,
number of
they are-
carbons.
They
So these
chain
are
isomers.
these are chain isomers. Clear?
Yes, sir. Three methyl heptane.
So actually both are changing here. You know, the parent chain is also changing, the substituent is also changing. Okay.
Yeah, sir.
The locant is same, but it doesn't matter now because these are not positional isomers. These are
Chain isomers.
chain isomers. Clear?
Yeah.
Okay, next. Can you tell me which compounds are these first? One hydrogen is hidden. This one. Can you tell me?
Aldehydes.
These are aldehydes. CHO group. That group is CHO group. Okay. Now, can you tell me what
Yes,
kind of
sir.
isomers are these?
Chain isomers.
Are these positional or chain?
Chain, sir. Chain.
Chain
isomers. Chain isomers.
It is appearing as if these are positional, but actually these are chain because the number always starts at carbonyl carbon. So for this, the
Yeah.
parent chain is this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is hexanal. For this, the
Hexanal
parent
and 2-methyl pentanal.
this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay.
2-methyl
One,
pentanal.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the parent chain itself is changing. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
So one will be 2-methyl pentanal and the other is just hexanal. So pent and hex both are different parent chains. So these must be chain isomers of each other. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So these are chain isomers of each other. Clear?
Yes.
So I'll draw one below the other. Okay, I'll just copy this. Okay, so here I'm putting a bond here and I'm putting a bond here. I'm putting a triple bond. Here I'm putting a triple bond here and I'm putting a nitrogen here. I'm putting a nitrogen here. Can you tell me which functional group is this?
Nitrile.
These are
Nitrile.
nitrile. Can you tell me what kind of isomers are these to each other?
Chain isomers.
Chain isomers, sir.
Chain or positional?
Sir, chain isomer.
Chain.
So chain, sir. Parent chain
Positional.
is changing.
Positional cell. Positional.
So-
Positional.
Chain, sir.
See, it is appearing as if these are, positional isomers, but actually these are chain isomers because nitrile is a group like aldehyde and like acid, whose numbering must start at the carbon, at that sp carbon or triple bonded carbon. So this is carbon number 1. This is carbon number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there are 10 carbons in the parent chain. Here, first carbon, second carbon, third carbon, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth. So the molecule on the top has 10 carbons in the parent chain. The molecule on the bottom has 8 carbons in the parent chain. So the parent chain itself is changing. That's why these are chain isomers. Are you getting my
Chain
point?
isomers.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
whenever you have aldehydes and acids and nitriles, it will trick you in thinking that these are positional isomers, but actually these are not positional isomers. These are chain isomers. If you generate the name, parent chain will change. See, this will be, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Butyl octanitrile.
4-butyl octanitrile.
Octanitrile. So this is octanitrile, whereas this will be
2-ethyl decanitrile.
2-ethyl decanitrile.
2-ethyl Deccan nitrile.
Deccan nitrile.
Okay. So 2-ethyl Deccan nitrile. So we have to be careful. Are you clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let us go to cyclic compounds. So these are two structures. First, can you check whether these are isomers or not? Wait.
So they can be chain isomers.
Yeah.
Chain
Now,
isomer, sir.
so actually, you can call it a chain isomer, but you can also call it a ring isomer also. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So there is one more isomerism called ring isomerism. So they have same molecular formula, but the open chain becomes bigger and the closed chain will become smaller. One carbon increases in the open chain, or one carbon decreases in the open chain, or more than one carbon. I'll show you. Okay, I'll write all isomers here. After that, what should I do? I'll take a 4 carbon. Are you understanding? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, these three are chain isomers of each other, or ring isomers of each other. Are you understanding? Can you draw one more?
Yes, sir.
What should I do?
Yeah, so we can draw propyl,
3,
cyclopropyl.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now is it correct? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3,
Yes,
4.
sir.
Yeah. Can you draw any other ring isomer?
No.
Actually, you can. You can draw a 7-membered ring also.
Yeah, heptane, methyl
Okay.
heptane, methyl
So
cycloheptane.
this is a 7-member ring. So this is one. Any other?
Yeah, octane, cyclooctane.
Yeah. 8-membered ring you can draw. So all these are ring isomers of each other, which are also, sometimes in exam. One second. Is the screen visible?
No, sir.
One second. Now is it visible? Okay. Now these are all ring isomers of each other. If you see the chemical formula of all these, everyone will have the same formula. Okay. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, one second. Tell me some functional group.
Aldehyde,
Yeah, aldehyde we
alcohol.
already. Alcohol also we saw. Amine also we saw.
Ketone nahi kare, sir.
Ketone.
Ketones we'll do later because that comes under another isomerism.
Amide.
Amides also we'll do later.
Ethers.
Okay. I
Esters.
now look at this. How many carbons are present?
3.
3 carbons. Okay. So I'll draw one more. 1, 2, 3. Now can you tell me, are these isomers of each other or not? Structural isomers?
Yes, sir, they
Yes,
are.
sir.
Because 1 nitrogen and 3 carbons in the first compound, 1 nitrogen and 3 carbons in the second
carbons.
compound. Okay,
Yeah.
fine. These are isomers. Can you tell me what kind of isomers are these?
Chain
Chain
isomers.
isomers.
Chain
Chain
isomers.
Very good. These are chain isomers. Fine. So let me generate the name. So you tell me the name. This is propanamine. And the second
Propanamine.
one is second one
Isopropanamine.
is
Isopropanamine.
second one is isopropanamine. So, but he will not give isopropanamine here. He will give you two.
2-methylethanamine.
No. He'll give you prop 2-ilamine. Okay, propan 2-amine he is giving. Okay. So you can call it isopropylamine also. He's giving you propan 2-amine because on the second, actually propan 2-amine is correct, na?
So
Because
then
isopropan.
there will be positional isomers.
No. Yeah, these are positional isomers, right? These are positional isomers, not chain isomers, because the parent chain is propane and the
Yeah,
only
yeah.
locant is changing. These are positional isomers, not chain isomers. So sometimes we have to be careful. Okay, even I got confused here. These are not chain isomers. These are positional isomers. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Okay, now what about this? So there is a nitrogen here, and there is a nitrogen here. Can you tell me what kind of isomers are these?
Chain isomers.
Everybody, are these chain isomers? Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
I
sir.
told you one thing. I told you one thing in the first or second lecture. I don't remember that primary amines and secondary amines are different
They
functional.
are functional isomers, sir.
These are functional isomers. Okay,
Yeah.
you remember primary, secondary, and tertiary
Tertiary
isomers. These
amine.
are functional isomers. Okay,
Functional isomers. Yes, sir.
I'll write one more isomer here. So of these compounds, which is this. So these
Tertiary
three
amine.
these three are functional isomers of each other. It is an exception, you remember, even though their names is amine only, but the properties, the chemical properties of primary amines is completely different from the secondary amines and is completely different from the
Tertiary amine.
tertiary amines. So primary, secondary, and tertiary amines, if they have same formula, then they have to be considered as functional isomers of each other because they are different functional groups. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
So let me go to some other functional isomers. So because we have come across functional isomers, so I'll show you other functional isomers. So this is an alcohol. Okay.
Yes,
How
sir.
many carbons are present?
4.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now this is an ether.
Functional
Okay.
isomers.
These two will have same formula. Okay, because they both have how many carbons? 1, 2, 3, 4 carbons. 1, 2, 3, 4 carbons. 1 oxygen. So hydrogens will, if you count the number of hydrogens, they will be equal. Okay. So
Yes,
I
sir.
told you when you add oxygen, nothing will happen. It doesn't disturb hydrogens. Okay. So these are what? Functional isomers
Functional
of each other.
isomers.
Okay. So these are functional isomers of each other. Okay. One more example I'll give you of functional isomers. Can you guess?
Aldehydes and ketones.
Yeah, aldehydes and ketones. So for aldehydes, I have a double bond here and oxygen here. And for ketones, I'll have double bond on any carbon, say here. Okay. So this is aldehyde and this is ketone. So if you count the number of carbons, how many carbons they have?
6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This also has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So number of carbons are same, number of oxygens are same, number of pi bonds are also same. So the formula will be same. Okay. What is the degree of unsaturation of this compound?
1 and 2.
No, 1 and 1. Degree of unsaturation. How do you see degree of unsaturation? You just count the number of pi bonds and rings. Here, each compound has one pi bond. That's also degree of unsaturation is 1 each. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So these two are functional isomers of each other. Okay. Now, can you tell me some more examples of functional isomers? I'll tell you.
Ethers and
So here,
Ethers and esters.
no. Here, if I put
ethers
OH,
and ketones.
no. Ethers and alcohols, we have seen that already. Then we have seen aldehydes and ketones. Then
Esters
acids
and
and
ketones.
esters and acids. Esters and acids.
Acids.
So the one on the left, one on the left is acid, one on the right is ester. Okay. Now count the number of carbons. 1, 2, 3,
6.
4, 5. 5.
Here 5, here
Okay.
6.
So I'll erase one now. Now, if I count,
5 and
1,
5.
oh, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is pentanoic acid. Okay. What about the name of this ester?
Ethoxypropane.
No. 1, 2.
Propoxyethane.
No. Ester, amma. 1, 2. Ethyl. 1, 2, 3. Propionate. Okay.
Yeah.
Ethyl propanoate. Okay. So let me just see the name. So this will be ethyl propanoate. What about the acid?
Pentanoic acid.
This is easy. This is pentanoic acid. Okay. So these two are functional isomers of each other. Can you tell me any other functional isomer? Can you tell me? I'll show you one more. See. Look at this compound. And you look at this compound. So here,
So 40 minutes are over. Meeting will be ended soon.
okay, I'll just restart. Okay, I'll just finish this. So can you see the number of carbons on each side? 1, 2, 3, 4,
7.
5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So one is diene and one is, alkyne. But their
Alkyne.
formulas will be same because there are 7 carbons and degree of unsaturation on the compound on the left will be 2
2.
and the degree
2
of
and